My name is Percy Hayles, and I am a founder of Young Men's Success Series. And Young Men's Success Series is a life management program for young men of color, primarily men of African American descent. And we're here in Boston, and we're doing what we can within the school system, within the community at large, to make a difference in the lives of young men. And our workshops that we provide for young men are there to help them understand not only themselves, but their capacity to do better, their capacity for a productive life. So our workshops can cover such topics as, say, character, people skills, how to deal better with them, in their families and in their communities. I've been asked to speak to you this morning about how I became involved in such work as Young Men's Success Series. And I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I grew up in a working class environment in Cleveland, Ohio. My mom was a teacher and my dad was a minister. And I'm one of 6 kids, and my life was pretty normal, a young man growing up in the 60s and 70s in Cleveland, Ohio. I think one aspect of my upbringing that kind of contributed to what I do now and my perspective about the community and the issues concerning black people was that my upbringing was totally devoid and absent of an understanding of what was going on around me. My mom, my dad were not political people. They were not involved in the community. They did not have an intellectual background, a political background, and how black people have evolved in America, how black people, the issues and concerns of black people. My upbringing was centered essentially around the Christian church. As I said, my dad was a minister, and my dad viewed mostly everything through the lens of Christianity. And as I look back on it, it was a very conservative Christianity. And conservative Christianity says that one should not be involved in their community, that the role of Jesus and the role of Christianity is to save souls for Jesus Christ as it relates to the other world, the afterlife. So my dad was not involved in the community. Things were going on in the community and in the society at large that I knew nothing about. And as I became an adult, I look back on that and I said, wow, I was really shocked how little I knew about how black people had evolved, how the political structure in America had developed, and so forth and so on. And so I, like many people in my generation, was the first to go to college. And college really changed my life. Not in a conventional, traditional sense, like, going to class and interacting with professors and learning new information. Not so much in that sense that it changed my life, but it put me in a context of learning, a context of people taking ideas seriously. And I had the good fortune of meeting certain people who had been on college campuses from the 60s, who were still very political, very involved in the community. And I had the benefit and the pleasure of interacting with these men and women who were, as I would call, very, very political. And what I mean by political, I do not mean they were involved in voting rights or they were involved in the electoral process. They were involved in educating people politically as to what their roles are in society, and because see, politics to me is about who gets what. How are the means of life, how are they distributed? There are some people that get a lot and there's some people that get a little. Now, how does this process come about? And so that's what I mean by political. There are some people who are the beneficiaries of a tremendous amount of resources, and then there are many who are, in fact, very many who are suffering from deprivation.